Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another fantabulous installment of the Beards and Cars Show. But in all seriousness, of course, you can tell that this is not a normal episode of Beards and Cars. This, incidentally, will not be available in its podcast form, partially because it would blow your ears out, and also because it's not entirely necessary, because this is more of a channel-related episode. I wanted to fill you guys in as far as some future plans that I have, some things that have been happening recently on the channel, and just some updates in general to keep you all in the loop. So first of all, some of you may have been wondering why things seem to be perhaps a little bit quieter on the channel. I've been releasing maybe one fewer video a day, sometimes two fewer videos, still producing something each day generally speaking though, but not necessarily quite as much as in the previous weeks, of course. And the reason for that, without getting into it too much, is for some personal family reasons, some medical reasons, which are currently ongoing, and I basically have more important responsibilities currently to deal with than producing 3 videos every day. So I've still been trying to put out stuff, and of course that will continue, but that is why things have maybe felt or looked a little bit different on the channel in terms of the schedule. Now, in terms of the future updates regarding HSG Automotive, first of all, I wanted to say that as of, I believe, probably today, we're pretty much going to be passing 49k. So that little bit closer again to, of course, the biggest milestone we've ever had of 50k on the channel. And it's cool because 50k tends to be the level where people start to take the channel a little bit more seriously. And I don't mean followers of the channel or other channels, I mean like people who aren't even connected to YouTube. You know, when you tell somebody, oh, I work on YouTube, they kind of say, oh, have you got like 20,000 subscribers or 5,000 or something like that? And when you say 50, it's kind of a big deal, even to the average Joe. So it's cool that the channel can almost have more weight behind it, I think, now that it's at this level. And I'm still actually not entirely decided on what I'm going to be doing for the 50k milestone. Usually we do similar kinds of stuff with liveries and that kind of thing, but I'm not sure. I'm certainly open to suggestions, so if you do have some particular things that you'd like to do or have to commemorate that, of any kind, I'm open to all suggestions, of course, then of course slap those down below. And of course I'm not going to take all of the suggestions, but I'll consider all of them for sure. Now, in terms of potential future changes for the channel, in terms of new videos, maybe new games, new series, well, as I've said many times, of course, I always have bigger future plans for the channel, many of which I still can't do yet because of the budget, because of the size of the channel, and on some occasions simply because the channel isn't big enough to justify it yet. It would be, in effect, like wasted views because not enough people would see the things that I have in mind. But as far as things that I am going to be doing soon and that I am thinking of that I'd love to hear your feedback on, I've actually got 3 planned new things in particular, 2 of which are mostly focused in on the HSG team. And those who don't know, the basically official HSG team of fans, pit crew, pit manager, and VIP are basically the 4 different categories of supporter that this channel has in terms of sponsorship. And of course you do that through Patreon. And they're $1, $5, $10, and $20, and we have various people at different levels. And as many of you know, because some of you are on there, I think we currently have about 6 or 7 patrons, which isn't crazy of course, but if you scroll down to the description under this video and go right to the bottom of the description, you can see a load of names. And those are the people who have been or are sponsors of the channel. Some of those still are, as I said, about 6 or 7 people currently, and the other ones for various reasons, either maybe can't afford to at the moment, or they choose not to for whatever reason. But those are all the people who have been involved in supporting the channel. And that's one of the things I always decided I was going to do, and that is that even if you don't support the channel anymore, it was still going to be included in the description of every video that I ever make. So your name will always be there. But for those who don't know, basically the way the system works on the official HSG team is that if you donate $1, you get your name in the credits of every video, like down there, and you also get access to the patrons-only chat lounge on the Discord server. For the $5 tier, you get both of those things, plus you get access to both of my novels. I send them both to you in digital form. Those are £5 each anyway, so that's a pretty good deal for a $5. And also then for the pit manager level, the $10, which I think I have at least one of at the moment, possibly a couple of people, you get to do all of those previous things, plus probably the most popular perk which I've had, which is, of course, to collab with me on the channel and make people's own concept of a video with me. And you've seen a number of those if you've been around on the channel for a while. Ness and Pajamas, Nismo Nath, Maverick. A couple of others have been at that tier but not really made use of it. But yeah, basically the way the system works is that you can think up a video that you'd like to do, talk to me about it, of course we'll confirm it, go back and forth as far as how to do the video. Sometimes people already have a specific idea in mind, and I have no problem with that. It's not like I have to control the exact video that you make by any stretch. There are certain videos that are off limits, if it's something that I do as primary content, but if it's, a game that I'll never cover, or a type of content that isn't really what I do, then, no troubles whatsoever. And you've seen some of the different ones. There's been countdowns, there's been car reviews, there's been behind the scenes stuff. It's great. It's all over the place. And I love the fact that it can be so different based on each of those team players being so different to each other in terms of their creative goals and thoughts. And I do really enjoy working with those people as well. It's cool to see what they have on their mind and what they would like to produce. Now, as far as the top tier, the VIP level, which is $20, that tier gives you everything all of the previous ones do, of course, so naming the credits, create a video with me every month, exclusive Patrons Lounge, access to the books, and you also get, and this might seem to be a small thing, but you get a free t-shirt of your choice of any of the HSG designs, long sleeve or short sleeve. And that may seem like kind of a small thing to add in, but the reason why I do that is because, in effect, those tees actually cost about $20, if not more, once you factor in shipping. So in effect, what I do is I'm actually giving you that first month of support back in the form of a t-shirt. So I'm not making any profit at all. I give it straight back to you in the form of a team t-shirt, and then it's only after that that the support becomes real. So, of course, I do wait a month, because otherwise I'll be losing money all the time on people just supporting for the sake of a t-shirt. But yeah, that's currently the top tier, the VIP level. Now, the three things that I'm going to add to the channel, one of which is just on the channel in general, regardless of Patreon, and two which are going to be exclusive to the Patreon team, are, first of all, for the channel in general. A couple of weeks ago, many of you guys will have seen that I did a live stream test, which turned into kind of a 2-hour Q&A, which was a lot of fun to do. A lot of you showed up. I think around 700 people ended up going in and out of that video at various points while it was still live, and that was awesome to see. And as far as how it went, it was a great success. It was more of a technical test to make sure that things were working properly, but of course I do have, and those who are watching that video saw as much, I definitely have future plans for the channel, recent future, near future, in other words, to do games on the channel, to do Let's Plays and walkthroughs and, full commentary gameplay of stuff like Driver San Francisco, maybe some GT Sport, maybe some Forza, games that maybe have a little bit more of a story to it as well, but mostly driving stuff also. Because I have done Let's Plays in the past. I actually played through Driver San Francisco in one video. It's like 2.5 hours long, it's the whole game, but there's no commentary at all. And that video actually has a ton of views, it's got like 120,000, but it makes no money whatsoever. Because of all the music, it's just instantly copyrighted. And I tried other ones in the past. I did a Let's Play of The Thing, which of course is based on my favourite movie. That one I never actually completed, plus the aspect ratio didn't look great because it was on a PS2. But yeah, I definitely have future plans to do actual gameplay and like live stream stuff, because it's just an aspect to the channel which I haven't done before. It's an aspect which a lot of people really enjoy, and it's more of a conventional approach to a gaming channel in some ways. Now, if you're maybe concerned about that and worried that it'll become like a live stream channel instead, you don't need to be concerned about that. That's not going to happen. Even if it goes really well, even if you love it, even if I really enjoy it, it's never going to overtake the other stuff on the channel, and I'm more than happy to go on record saying that, because it's not going to happen, because the other stuff that I do is too important. So as fun as live streams will be, it will never overtake stuff like the breaking news, the leaks, the silhouettes, of course car reviews, tuning, all that kind of stuff that the channel has grown because of and become known for, even stuff that occurs more rarely like special projects, unsung heroes, that kind of thing, and even this, beards and cars, that kind of stuff. So you don't need to worry that that's going to overtake the channel, it's certainly not, but that is one of the main future things, if not the primary future thing that I have, which is going to be starting, and the reason why it hasn't started already is because when I did that live stream test, the live chat wasn't working properly. It was working on YouTube, but for some reason the Streamlabs feed was not showing up on screen. And of course that's kind of important because you can see everyone's comments actually on the video instead of having to have the text next to the video. So it just makes it a lot more streamlined. So I'm not sure if they've fixed that yet. I don't have a subscription to Streamlabs, so I don't know if that makes any difference. I've just got, the base version because I didn't want to pay for a subscription until I know it's worth it for me. There are definitely advantages to that, I just haven't done it yet. So that will be something I definitely want to do moving forward. And as far as the 2 new things for the team, these things aren't necessarily set in stone, but they're certainly things that I would like to do. For those who don't know, I already offer an audio book of one of my books, the first one, Buddy, and it's like an hour long, basically, and it's me reading the book with all of the actual text on screen, and that's an exclusive perk for those patrons. And that applies to everyone from the $5 tier and up. But what I'm going to do now that's probably going to be different to that is I may use a similar format to that live stream test where I'm actually on screen to do a, not live, but like what feels like a live read-along of my 2 books. So in effect, 2 on-screen audiobooks, each of which will be approximately 45 minutes to an hour long, and I will add more if I write more books. And I actually currently have a 3rd book in the works. I haven't started writing it yet, but I'm doing the treatment for it. And of course, that one will be added in future if I do complete it. And the final thing that I have in mind for the moment, and this is something which I could never do on YouTube for various, copyright reasons and all that kind of stuff that would just make it impossible, in a similar way to how it makes it very difficult for a lot of movie channels to feature stuff. And that is that I would love to do watch-alongs where I do like commentary on various car and racing movies, maybe even TV shows as well, like the Grand Tour or Top Gear, so that you can almost feel like you're watching it with me. Because I know some people like to watch, even myself, I like to watch trailer reactions because it's cool to see somebody else's reaction to something that you also love. So it's almost like feeling like you're with the person, and it can give you like a bit of extra company to watch a movie if you want to, or just a laugh, whatever. And of course, primarily that would cover stuff like Ford v Ferrari, Rush, Fast and Furious, maybe even some lesser known ones like, The Wraith or Steven Spielberg's Duel, like basically all things car related, Christine even, Stephen King's movie, car related stuff, racing related stuff, maybe some other stuff, but probably not given the nature of the channel, and basically add those as exclusive Team HSG perks on the Patreon so that you'll be able to watch those videos at any time. Now, I'm sure that sounds like it's a paywall locked kind of thing and it's just to make a bit of extra cash, but the truth of it is, regardless of Patreon, I could never release that on YouTube because it would just get claimed immediately. And even the movie reviews that I've done on my second channel, which is pretty much dead now because of this, they all get claimed. They just feature images from the movie and they still get claimed by the studio, so it's ridiculous. And even big channels like Chris Stuckman and Collider, they still have issues with studios trying to claim their reviews for featuring like one frame from the movie. So yeah, as I said, it's something that's a little bit different, a bit of an alternative perk for those tiers, and I think that the audiobooks, incidentally, will be once again from the $5 tier and up, just like the books themselves are. But also, I think that the movie watch-alongs will probably be available to all tiers. So even the $1 tier will still get that, I think. Now, I'm not sure when I'm going to actually enact that. I might try and do maybe a movie in the coming couple of weeks and upload that and see what the feedback on it is. But yeah, as I said, I wanted to keep you guys in the loop as far as what's been happening on the channel, what's going to happen, new stuff. Of course, I'd appreciate your feedback on it, maybe suggestions that you have. And of course, if you're not already on the Discord server, join over there. There's well over 600 people, almost 700 now, and you can have all kinds of chats. We've got meme channels, the Discord exclusive, Patreon channel, the general chat, all kinds of stuff. And of course, the voting polls for Unsung Heroes as well. And as I've said before, if you do want to keep up with especially all of the leaked stuff, like the breaking news, the confirmations, the Kaz Twitter silhouettes, my predictions, all that kind of stuff, those smaller videos that you sometimes don't get notifications for, and I know a lot of you guys don't get those, I would strongly recommend trying to follow one of the other channels or one of the other avenues of this channel. So the Twitter page, the Instagram, even the Facebook, I do upload notifications of all of my new videos, literally every single one, to all of those places. So if you follow at least one of them, if not more, you should see all of the content that I'm putting out, because YouTube is ridiculously broken right now. I strongly believe that like 1/10 of my audience is being shown my videos, because even the videos that do comparatively well still only get like 5,000 or 6,000 views. And it's not because the videos aren't the core audience, they're the kind of videos I've been doing for years. So they're car reviews, they're tune setups, and they still don't get the views that you'd think they would. So ultimately, YouTube's definitely broken. It's not just my channel either, plenty of other channels. I mean, even look at PewDiePie. He's got over 100 million subscribers, and about 10 million people actually see each video. That's a horrendous amount of people who just don't even see it. So the system is clearly broken, and of course for a big channel like him, 10 million views is still great. You know, he's got plenty of money. For this channel, 10% is a tiny amount of views in comparison to the potential that the channel has. So yeah, it's a broken system. They seem to be more concerned with how the site looks and how advertiser friendly it is and all that copper BS. But, you know, actually seeing videos that creators you follow produce, well, that's not apparently high on their agenda. But yeah, I could easily go off on a rant about YouTube because they don't know what they're doing. I mean, let's say it as it is. But as far as this episode, as I said, wanted to keep you guys in the loop. If we do pass 49k today, then I want to give you a thank you for that. Thank you to the 1,000 new people who have joined in approximately the last 3 weeks or so. And of course, here's looking to the big 50k, which I don't think is going to arrive this year. I think it'll probably arrive in January. I mean, it could. You know, there could be a surge, but I don't think so. I think it'll be January most likely. And of course, we'll have to wait and see what the new year brings as well. But that's it for this installment. Of course, I'll see you guys next time. And for now, as always, thanks for watching.